Hi folks, there are 5 types of reactions altogether, so I'm going to do the last 2. This one's called a dehydration synthesis and also called hydrolysis. Dehydration means to lose water, synthesis needs to build. This type of reaction happens between carboxylic acids and alcohols. This is my bad artistic ability. It is absolutely nothing. This is a C double bond to an O, OH. Now what happens is 2 of the H's and 1 of the O's, it doesn't matter, it could be that O there or it could be this O here, come out as water. H2O leaves. This is a dehydration synthesis. Once again, taking water out to build something. What are we building? We are taking an alcohol and a carboxylic acid and we are making an ester. Now, the opposite is to add a water back in. Hydrolysis, hydrolysing, breaking apart by adding water in. That's my drawing of a water molecule there. Not the best water molecule in the world. Here's another water molecule. So we're putting water into this molecule, and whenever you have an ester, you break it apart to make an alcohol and a carboxylic acid. Here is our last reaction, reduction oxidation. It might look like there's a lot going on here, but there's not. This is called a tertiary alcohol. What you do is you circle the carbon that's attached to the OH and you look at the number of carbon chains coming off. 1, 2, 3. Now, it doesn't matter how many carbons are in that carbon chain. Like there could be multiple carbons in the carbon chain, but that's 1 carbon chain, 2 carbon chains, 3 carbon chains coming off the carbon that's attached to the alcohol. That's a tertiary alcohol. These don't react. This is a secondary alcohol. In other words, circle the carbon that's attached to the OH and there are 2 chains coming off of it. Doesn't matter how long these chains are, I've just drawn them 1 in length. If you put this one through a reduction reaction, reduction means to add, we're going to oxidize. If we put this through an oxidation reaction, which is an O in brackets or KMNO4 in brackets, what that means is we're adding more bonds to the O. So there was 1 bond to the O there, now there are 2. These are lower energy molecules. So if you leave an apple out and it oxidizes and turns brown, that's lower energy. If you let your car rust, lower energy. If you go the other way and you add hydrogen into the molecule, this is called reduction. This is called oxidation. Reduction makes things higher in energy. Think of carbon dioxide. It puts fires out, where CH4 that has lots of hydrogens around it blows up real good. So what we're doing here is we're adding hydrogen in and adding OH there. So it's less bonds to the oxygen. So more bonds to oxygen is an oxidation. More bonds to hydrogen is a reduction. Okay? This is a secondary alcohol here. Now we're going to go to a primary alcohol. A primary alcohol is always on the end of a chain. So the carbon chain only has 1, or the carbon attached to the OH only has 1 carbon chain attached to it. If you oxidize this, you make an aldehyde. If you oxidize this again using O or KMNO4, you will make carboxylic acid. Let's go backwards. If you reduce this, you make an aldehyde. If you reduce it again, you make an alcohol. Now I'm going to point out where everybody goes wrong with this. Everybody thinks there's a ton of reactions here. There's not. There's 1 reaction here, 2 reactions, 3 reactions. Please take the time to memorize the reduction and oxidation of alcohols. Once we're back into class, we'll discuss a little more about why these are important, but they are extremely important in chemistry and the real world.